In the green valleys of Windale, where sunflowers turned their faces to the sky and the rivers sang all day, lived a cheerful little girl named Lila. She was 9 years old, with curly brown hair and the brightest eyes you could ever see. Lila loved stories, animals, and most of all, shoes. Lila didn't have many shoes. Her family was not poor, but they lived simply. She owned 2 pairs, a worn-out pair for everyday running and a slightly nicer pair for school. But every day, as she passed Mrs. Barry's shoe shop on her way to school, her eyes always stopped at the display window. There, standing alone on a wooden pedestal, was a single red shoe. It wasn't a pair, just one shiny, bright, glowing like a ruby in the sun. The shopkeeper, Mrs. Barry, kept it in the center of the window. Children stopped to stare. Adults whispered stories about it, and no one ever asked why there was only one. The red shoe wasn't just beautiful, it seemed magical. Its glossy leather never caught dust, and the silver buckle sparkled even on cloudy days. Lila often wondered, where's the other one? And why doesn't anyone buy it? One day, she got the courage to ask Mrs. Barry. Mrs. Barry smiled gently. Ah, child, that red shoe has a story of its own. It's not for sale. Why not? Lila asked, puzzled. Because, Mrs. Barry leaned in and whispered, the shoe chooses its owner. Lila's eyes widened. A shoe that chooses? Mrs. Barry nodded. It has a special power, but it only works if the heart inside the foot is kind, selfless, and true. Lila laughed nervously. That's just a tale. Maybe, said Mrs. Barry. But some stories are true, especially the ones we don't believe. From that day on, Lila visited the shoe every morning and every evening. Sometimes she'd whisper to it, pick me, and sometimes she'd just stare and dream. One rainy Thursday, as Lila walked home from school with her coat over her head, she saw something odd. The shoe was gone. The display window was empty. Heart racing, she ran inside the shop, her wet shoes squishing on the floor. Mrs. Barry, the shoe, it's gone. Mrs. Barry looked up from her desk. Ah, yes, it was time. Time? Time for what? Mrs. Barry reached behind the counter and lifted a small box. Slowly, she opened it. Inside lay the same red shoe, only now it was a pair. Lila gasped. But how? She whispered. Mrs. Barry simply smiled. The other one returned. It only comes back when it feels ready to be worn again. Lila couldn't stop staring. Then, without a word, Mrs. Barry pushed the box toward her. It's your turn. Lila blinked. Mine? But I haven't done anything. I'm just me. You've been patient. You've been kind. You've never tried to steal it or beg for it. And you believed in its story, even when others laughed. Lila touched the shoes gently. Try them, Mrs. Barry said. Lila slipped her feet inside. They fit perfectly, and in that moment the room around her shimmered.